All right, welcome to another episode of Africans Talk Football, coming live and direct here on Monday night. How's everybody feeling?
Static.
Doing well.
Good
Uh,
evening.
Good. I feel like it's been a minute since we all have been able to just to kick it with each other.
hmm
It's been a good season. It's been a long season. Thank you again to everybody out there who's been rocking with us from the jump, or whether or not you have been. If this is your first episode, thank you for tuning in with us. Streaming live on YouTube, or even if you're not watching live, if you just catch us during the week on our Instagram snippets on podcasts, thank you again for just listening in. Just some friends talk about their favorite teams and talk about world football for a little bit, and we don't stop during the summer. We have the Euros, we have Copa America coming up as well. So there's going to be a lot of football this year round. Honestly, it's going to be a good summer as well, and a lot of good tournaments as far as what we've had this year. We still have FA Cup final coming up, Manchester Derby there. We still have some Champions League coming up as well. So the year's definitely not over, even though some of the other leagues have kind of died down. I believe today Leicester officially won the championship, so we'll be seeing them come up. And I think I said it last week, but the league doesn't feel like the league without Leicester. So I'm glad that they were able to win the championship and come back up. Right now, like in second place is a battle between Leeds and Ipswich, I believe. So let's see.
Ipswich is a game in hand.
Yeah, and
Another
Ipswich,
home
I,
court.
like I seen a couple of their games this year. They score a lot of goals, man. They're a team that, I mean, we'll see how that translates to the Prem, but at least in the championship, it's one of those teams I never really looked at as being a team that could compete for the top three, top four spots. And they're here battling for top two this year. So shout out to them. And if they're able to get it done, it'll be fun to see them in the Premier League. But I want to start right now with our Champions League preview. It's kind of crazy. I didn't even realize the games were this week. Tomorrow and Wednesday. Tomorrow we have probably the more anticipated match of the two. Sorry, we have Bayern Munich going up against Real Madrid. Both of these teams are European royalty. Both of these teams have won multiple times. Obviously, Madrid has, especially this last decade to decade and a half, kind of taken over as far as Champions League. But Bayern, a team that's probably been a little lackluster in the league, having this been the first time in 11 years that they aren't going to go and win the Bundesliga. But we're able to still have a lot of success here in Europe. Making it to the semifinals. They match up against Real Madrid, who just saw Man City last matchup, had to go all the way to penalties. That was one of those where we probably would have liked to see them in the final. That's just not the way it shook up this year. But for our first match tomorrow, Bayern versus Real Madrid, I believe the match is at Dortmund.
It's
Hold
at,
on,
it's at Bayern.
yeah, so it's in Munich. So I believe that that's honestly good for them to start at home. What do you guys have going on in that first leg tomorrow?
Madrid.
Yeah.
I got
I
Madrid.
think I think over the two legs, Real Madrid will go through. I have a feeling tomorrow that Bayern could either keep it close or maybe even get a narrow 1-0, 2-1 victory. And then I think when they get back to the Bernabeu, I don't know. Real Madrid have just kind of shown that they kind of just they don't always take things as seriously as they should in the first leg, and then when they get back to the Bernabeu, it's just like, okay,
It's up.
we're going to score two goals here. So, but I think over the course of two legs, they'll go through. I see no way Bayern gets through this tie. There is no way.
Absolutely not. I don't see it either. I just
Yeah,
don't see
I,
it.
I I don't see it at all. I don't even think they'll win tomorrow.
Mm.
Me neither. I don't think. And if they don't get a result tomorrow, or if they don't at least draw tomorrow, it's definitely dead. There's no
Yeah.
way they're going to the Bernabeu. And no, no way.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I think Bayern's
Yeah, I
better.
would agree. I think it's a wrap.
Bayern for Madrid.
I think it's a wrap. But Bayern's been resilient all year, so you don't want to count them out. But Wednesday we see
Yeah.
PSG versus Dortmund. Um, Shout out PSG after I believe I don't know if they've officially won League One yet, League On, but they're in first place in their domestic league, looking like they're going to win it this year as well. And Mbappe's going out with another
I think they won. They
Yeah,
won.
yeah, yeah.
Did
They
they
closed
officially
it
win?
out.
They
Yeah.
won. Yeah, they won.
Yeah, okay, that's what I thought. I don't remember if they have officially. So shout out to PSG officially won
The League One champs.
the League One champs.
Uber Eats.
Uber Eats. It's
You
gonna be
know?
McDonald's next season.
There you go.
Mbappe going out, on top with another ring. But yeah, I mean Mbappe, this is the one he wants. The Champions League is the one that
Mhm.
they kind of have been constructing the team around him over the last half a decade, and they haven't been able to get it right. This year they're back in the semifinals after a minute. Um, they have a coach that could possibly do it as well. They have a coach who's been there before to the finals. So do we have them going over Dortmund, or do we think that Dortmund can pull an upset?
PSG going through. I think Dortmund snuck into the semis. Congrats to them. I mean, great job, but it's over with for them. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I am sorry. PSG. I think we're going to see a PSG Madrid final.
It's written in the stars. Mbappe
Yeah.
versus his new team.
Yeah.
I win either way. Either way. I win.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I mean, I just hope PSG takes it serious, because if Dortmund played like they played the second leg
Mhm.
against
Right.
Atletico, it'll be a different game. But if PSG goes in thinking, haven't they played already? I feel like they've played already this season.
PSG and
PSG Dortmund.
I think
Were they in the same group?
I think it was them, Newcastle and AC Milan, right? Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, yeah. Mhm.
It was them,
Uh,
Newcastle.
I don't know what happened. Let's see if we could go
Yeah,
back. But
I can go to the head-to-head real quick.
I just think,
Yeah, they're in the same group. PSG won the first leg and they tied the second leg,
yeah,
2-0 and then 1-1. So
I think if
And
PSG
we all know that 2-0s could be a lot more deceiving than the scoreline.
absolutely,
So,
absolutely.
I mean, Dortmund, like I said, like they and with the additions they got over the course of the year as well. When you look at Ian Matson, he's definitely been able to help them out, as well, especially on the left wing side. They have somebody that's been able to give goals and assists and also defend well. So I mean, obviously it's they're definitely underdogs, but I don't know. Them German teams are sneaky, you know what I mean? Like,
that's the thing.
like
Yeah,
they're definitely sneaky in Europe, and I know they're definitely the underdogs in both of these matchups. But I can see a world where Dortmund gets a better result than we think this first leg. I think they
absolutely.
can get out with a draw, to be honest. If they
Mhm.
play, if they play like Mike said, how they kind of played against Atleti,
Yeah.
but we'll see. We'll see with them. I think those will be better matchups than what we initially think. But yeah, shout out to those teams that are getting to the semis of European championships. It's kind of crazy because we were talking about this is the last year of the current format, and I think this Champions League run it's been entertaining from top to bottom. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Even going
Yeah.
from that group of death that we just talked to, coming to see Arsenal, make a run, even though they fell short here, coming to the quarters after a long time of no European football, or at least no Champions League football. And it's just been cool to see, the different storylines, kind of Mbappe versus his old or his new team might be one of the
Coming up.
finals. Kind of seeing these German teams who have been terrible in their domestic league, but somehow both in the semis. So it's like
Yeah.
it's been cool to see like everything and how it's
Mhm.
shaking out, to be honest. So it's
Yeah.
been a good Champions League for this last year.
Yeah, yeah. Dream final will definitely be PSG Real Madrid. I feel like the World Cup gave us a dream final, with Messi and the defending champions France. This would be another good one if we can get Mbappe versus a team he's going to. Just see how it's going to shake out.
I agree.
Yeah. I'd hate to see a Bayern versus Dortmund final.
I would too. I'd be like, this is
Last time it was at Wembley. It was Bayern Dortmund.
It'd probably be even worse than Tottenham versus
Liverpool. Oh my god.
But talking about Liverpool, wanted to switch gears to them before we go ahead and talk about our teams because kind of looks like they're out of the title race. I'd say if I were a betting man, I would not bet on them. It looks like it's down to the final two. It was good while it lasted, but I don't know. It feel like Liverpool kind of just I don't know what happened. Since they lost, both in their Europa League quarterfinal matchup, and then they ended up taking the double L that week. I feel like their whole team morale kind of just left the locker room, and that was it. The whole Klopp fairy tale ending kind of just went out the window. Leading up to this week where you hear that Klopp versus Salah got into a little, what you want to call it, a
Let's
little
save that.
tussle,
Save that.
a little altercation, to the point where I guess they had to be separated. Salah didn't want to talk to Klopp. Klopp didn't want to talk to Salah. I didn't read too much about it. Y'all might have more information, but I mean, the state of Liverpool right now is safe to say that they're probably done with the title race. But where does this lead the team? Because this whole week you've been seeing reports of who's going to possibly stay or who's going to possibly leave. Like, now that we're down to 3 games left in the year, things are starting to come out. And you're seeing reports of Virgil maybe wanting to go, back to Netherlands or possibly look at other teams and how other teams are looking at they've had interest now. So it's going to be a very, very interesting, summer for sure for Liverpool. But, while we still have time here during the season, what do we think? How do you think these last 3-4 weeks are going to play out?
They're done. And I would like to formally come on the pod and apologize to Salam Andalou because he said they were done early. And I said they weren't. And I still didn't believe that they weren't because they were still in the race. But, yeah, they're done. I said earlier on the pod, maybe a couple weeks ago, every team only has a loss, maybe a draw in them. And they've drawn 2 and lost 1. That's over. Yeah. You can't afford to do that in this tight of a race. So, yep, that team is done. No fairy tale ending. Klopp, we got a Carabao Cup, right? Got a Carabao. Yeah, he got a Carabao Cup. That's all the silverware he'll be getting this year. The fairy tale ending quickly went down the drain. It's dead. I just want all Liverpool fans to know it's not going to happen. It's now a 2-legged race, and I love to see it. Love to see it. So, yeah, they're done.
It's unfortunate. Klopp.
I've got nothing left.
Before I get into Liverpool, I just want to say here. So, Eric Ten Hag believes that eras come to an end. And unfortunately, we have come to the end of this cycle. I hope you all enjoyed it. Runners up, the perpetual runners up over the past few years. You deserve it. And now, with the new coach coming in, with this season falling apart with the way it is, the rumors that have come about, you'll never walk alone. Hey. This is what they told me. But now you got Darwin Nunez separating people on the touchline. So, no, I mean it's definitely a 2-legged race going forward for this year, and in my opinion, for the next foreseeable future. And we're gonna look back on this Liverpool team and say, this was one of the great teams of the Premier League, no doubt. But unfortunately, your time is up.
It's interesting you actually ended with that. Great team of the Premier League. All right, let's look at some real quick. In 9 years,
yeah,
1 Premier League, 1 Champions League, 1 Super Cup, 2 Carabao Cups, and then 1 FA, one FA Cup and what one Club
That's
World
it.
Cup.
Yeah.
Is
Okay.
that really that impressive?
No, but it's one of the best teams. I would say like it's definitely top 10 Premier League teams of all time.
You know why I don't think it's that impressive? Because if we look at Tuchel's time at Chelsea, in those 2.5 seasons, he won what, 4 of those? No, he won 3 of those.
What?
In
Champions
two and
League,
a half
Super Cup,
seasons, he won half the trophies
Carabao.
Klopp won in his
Yeah,
9 years at Liverpool.
but
You know,
that
I think during the moment, yeah, we were fooled. They were competing with City. But now at the end, when you're looking at everything in perspective in front of you, it was good. It was, I won't, like, now I think about it, I won't put them in those, Uniteds, the Chelseas, the even City right now, even Arsenal. I don't know if I'll put them in those, in those conversations. I don't know how you guys feel. They might be in the conversation, but they might be down the ladder.
hold on, Mike. Let me ask you.
Hmm.
That Tuchel team,
Yeah.
like Jurgen
I,
Klopp,
I don't I don't no, I'm not putting, I'm
He's
talking
just
about
talking
the old
strictly about
Mourinho,
trophies, though.
like old Mourinho teams, old Sir Alex teams. If we're looking at this Liverpool to be one of those great teams we've seen, in this past recent years, I would say in the early two
Let's just say last 3 decades.
late 20
yeah,
2000s and the 2010s. If we're looking at all these teams we've seen, like, I don't think they rank amongst those teams. Even
not this,
Arsenal,
not
even
this year's
Arsenal.
team, not this year's team. I'm saying,
Oh no, but yeah, the team he's
when
had
was
what the last 5 years.
okay? So their best year was what 2019.
The year they
On
won the 2020, the
Mane,
COVID.
Salah, and
Yeah,
Bobby.
Firmino up top.
Yeah.
Those teams, the only reason why they didn't win the title was because they were 1 point short, and I think the other team that had won the Premier League only lost like how many games? They would have been in any other era and any other Premier
so
League race,
when City
they would
first
have
won
won.
the league,
Yeah,
what did they beat you guys on? Was it goal differential?
yeah.
So what do we hear saying talking about 1 point? Do we talk about that United team? We don't.
No, we don't. We don't.
I feel like when we were going
Got a
through it,
point.
yeah, we were like, wow, these teams are like, good. Like, we're gonna probably look at them back again. But now that everything is ending, if you put everything in perspective, they were not that impressive in the run. But you have to, they're in the conversation, but they're not among the top teams. They're probably at the bottom. If
I
we
mean,
have five, if we're ranking five, we'll probably put Sir Alex's teams. We'll probably put Pep. We'll probably put Mourinho. We'll come to Wenger before. I don't even know. We talk about Klopp.
no, but he's in the 10
I don't
though.
think it's
Because
a it's a
when
it's a
when
it's
you
a
look
hot
at
take.
when you look at all the Premier League champions and you look at all the points that they accumulated in that season,
Yeah,
that team is amongst probably the top 5. To be
You're
very
I
right.
honest.
mean,
Yeah. I would agree. I would
but if
agree.
I'm just looking at it like total as all the managers we've seen in the Prem, right?
Yeah.
If you look at it, are you putting Klopp over Sir Alex or
Nah,
Pep,
no,
Sir Alex, Mourinho, Wenger? I don't think I'll put him
no.
even over Wenger.
Why wouldn't you
He
put?
can't. He can't go. He
You
can't
put
go
him.
there. I mean, I'll say this.
I mean, Wenger.
I'll say this. I'll say this.
Champions League is the only
we
Champions League and Super Cup is the only really argument when it comes to Klopp and Wenger. Go
we
ahead, Cornelius.
we
Champions
know
League
how
really
talented those teams were because we were
Mhm.
living through it and we were seeing them
Yeah.
beat our teams. But
Yeah.
when it
Mhm.
comes down to like what did you achieve? That's why I mean, even when you look across sports,
Mhm.
there are some teams that are in folklore as those great teams, even though they
Yeah.
never won anything, because we
Yeah.
know, and in football is different because there's multiple chances to win a trophy. You can win domestic
Absolutely.
cups, you can win
Mhm.
European cups, you can win the league, obviously. So there, success isn't measured by just one metric. There's a few
Yeah.
metrics in football. So when you look at Liverpool as a whole, I see what Salam's saying. Like this team they're going to go down as a top 10 Premier League team
Oh,
of all
absolutely. Top 10 for sure.
top teams are going to be talked about for years. I mean, when you look at what Salah was able to do individually, what Bobby, Mane, and Salah were able to do as a trio when they were
Yeah.
first balling, like when they first got hidden. So
Yeah.
I mean, when they
But
first got Virgil, how their team switched to a defensive. Like we're gonna remember all of these things because Klopp,
remember,
being the manager he was, transformed Liverpool into one of the top teams in the Premier
yeah.
League. He did,
But are we going to remember them as like, oh, one of the like
but
streets
but
won't forget type teams?
But at the end of the day, Mike, I
No.
agree with
They
you
got more
because
respect
when I
than that.
look at this tenure, I'm
They
like, look,
won.
Chelsea was able to get a league. Leicester was able to get a league. We let City
Mhm.
run rampant. So yeah, y'all got y'all one, and there was a year that you guys won by 1 point. But I mean, you guys weren't finishing second place every year. You guys weren't
Yeah,
winning trophies every year. So even
that's
if you
what
know
I'm
you're not winning the
saying.
league, there are other opportunities for them to win, and they didn't do what I feel like
They
they
should have.
they
Yeah.
should have.
Mhm.
I agree with you, Mike. I'm not saying
Yeah.
you're wrong, but I do see both points. I see what Salam's saying. Like at the end of the day, these Klopp Liverpool squads are going to go down as top 5, top
No,
10.
I
We'll
just don't
definitely see
want
that.
there to
But
be any
because we hold Klopp at a high standard and
Mhm.
we hold some of these players at a high standard, we have to
Mhm.
hold what they achieved at a high standard too. So I
Mhm.
agree with that. If we hold
Yeah.
these players that high, we got to look and be like, hey, why didn't y'all get it done in the year Leicester won? Chelsea won
Yeah.
in 2017. Like what happened? So you have to look and say, you guys were battling, yes, but there were also times where you could have taken that leap to say, all right, let's get that one extra trophy, or let's get the. And I feel like they lost out on some of those as well.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
I
but I
mean,
also feel
eh,
like a lot of this is skewed though because of Pep. Like, let's
but
we
Gable,
have
I
to
mean,
we
the
have to
but
same
that's
thing
talk
is
about
said
the
about Sir
game
Alex.
though. That's the
Think about
I
when
know
Sir Alex
I know
won the
that's a
league 3
game, but
times in
like,
a row
bro,
and then won it another
yeah,
3
but
times in a row. A
Hold
lot
on,
of
let
those
him
okay,
land.
games,
because
Let him land. Let him
Pep,
land.
okay, but Pep is literally the Sir Alex of this generation. Let's be 100%
yeah.
honest,
Mhm.
right? So
Mhm.
correct.
yes, we can talk about all these other things and this and the third, but they're going up literally against a giant who, and he's done this in every league. When he was in Germany, he did this.
Mhm.
When he was in Spain, he literally did this. And really, no one else won the league but him. All these accolades are him. And then he
Mhm.
comes to City, he does the same exact thing. So
Mhm.
yes, like I understand like the accolades and things of that sort. Like, oh, they didn't win all these things and all of this and all of that. Yes, I agree. The accolades may not match up with the years, right? But you have to realize that they're going up literally against the Sir Alex of this generation. So you have to
Mhm.
take that into account. I take that into account as well. Like
Yeah.
there's
I
only so much you can do. Like they
I
like you
no,
just said,
I'm not
they
saying I
went 90,
disagree.
they
I'm not
went
saying I dis
99 points to 100. Like
Mhm.
what other Prem team has ever put up 100 points in a season, 100 goals? Like no one's ever done that a day in their life. And the only team
Mhm.
to fall short is Liverpool, literally by a point, and they had to be almost perfect. You feel me? So it's like I get what you guys are saying, but also like you have to keep that in perspective too. Like this
I
team,
know. I completely
this
agree with
manager
you.
is he's done, and it's not like it's just a one off. He's done this
Mhm.
every single country he's been in. You know what I mean? Every single country he's been in, he's completely dominated. So I see what you guys are saying, and I don't want to say I don't think Klopp's time is completely I don't think it's a failure. I
No,
think it's
no.
I think could have
No,
done
no, it's
more.
nowhere
I
near
know
failure.
I'm
It's
not
nowhere
saying it's a
near
failure.
Mhm.
failure.
As I'm saying, I'm not saying it's a failure, but I'm not saying I'm not saying he couldn't have done more because he could have, but
Could
you
have.
also have to put in perspective, like you know,
See,
99 versus 100, like fam.
See,
It's
and
like
that's and that I think that's why, like, and that's why I understand what you're saying, and we're not disputing that at all.
Mhm.
And that's why I think that shows to Pep's greatness as well, because like I
Mhm.
said earlier, there are multiple ways to win in football. Especially in the Premier League, you have two domestic cups and the league. So you can do a treble within your own domestic league. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
And that's why when I look at the one Carabao and the one FA Cup, or well, I guess he has two Carabaos now. I'm like,
Yeah.
look, bro, like there were multiple times where you guys got there. You know what I mean? There were finals that they lost. There were times that they got to the semis and finals, and they're not as big as the league. But I'm just
Mhm.
saying, when you look overall, yes, we're going to look at him against Pep, and we're going to look at everyone against Pep in this era and say Pep took over the decade. Obviously, it's clear, especially with the money and the backing that he's had. But that's not to say that Klopp, what he did with his Liverpool team, didn't raise them from essentially
Oh
nobody.
yeah.
I wouldn't say nobody's, but he raised them from the depths of what a
Brendan
mid-table team,
Reddish. Yeah.
yeah, like a former
Right.
great gone all the way
Mhm.
to a mid-table team, and brought them back to their former glory. He did. Like,
Yeah.
let's not do that. The way that
Yeah.
Liverpool fans now are able to rejoice and look at their team, a decade ago they weren't doing that. So
Yeah.
this goes bigger than just accolades and what the numbers are.
Mhm.
This is about a whole franchise that now LeBron, you know what I'm saying? Like LeBron is a part owner of them. Why? Because he looked at what they had. He was able to get. So this is bigger than just numbers and accolades. I'm saying what Klopp was able to do absolutely brought them back to where Liverpool should be in the Premier League, and that's going to be his legacy for real. You know, obviously we can always say he should have achieved more on the trophy side, but what he was able to do for the actual franchise, they're back.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like
Absolutely.
they're actually back.
Absolutely.
I remember what Liverpool looked like a decade ago, and now they're back.
But let's talk Salah though. What do you guys think about that incident?
I think quite frankly, I just want to know, like, who do you think you are? I just think it's extremely it's sad to see it come like this. You know, like
Absolutely.
it's very sad because it's like now it comes off as if you think you're bigger than the manager, you're bigger than the club, and quite
Yeah.
frankly, uh, he hasn't warranted to start. He's been very poor the past few games,
Yeah.
and these are must-win games. I think I, to be very honest with you, give credit to Klopp for even benching him because I know
Yeah.
the team that I support, the manager of the team that I support would just play the guy just no matter what, even if he was good or bad. So the fact, and I feel him, the fact that you're in a title race. These are must-win games. You're not really giving me much production. Yeah, I mean, you got to come off the bench. This is the role this is the role that you earned now, and it's ironic just because like when you came, obviously, like they bought you for big money, so like yeah, you were always going to come in and play, but it's kind of the same thing when you came in 2017. You took over for somebody else, and now here
Mhm.
we are 7 years later, and you at least the past few games may imply that you're on
Decline.
the decline. So I don't know.
Yeah.
I think I don't know. I don't want to get too much into because it's all speculation. We don't know what was said. We don't know
Yeah.
what that person said. We don't know if they're talking about game time. You don't know if clock just. You don't know. We don't know what happened. I mean, we can only really speculate about what happened. But at the end of the day, I don't think it's right for really any player to like argue with the manager, especially like in the heat of the moment in the middle of a match. I don't think that's the time or the place. But those things happen, man. Like
Mhm.
I know it doesn't. I know it's only certain players have that kind of I wouldn't say right or authority, but I guess have that leniency to
Mhm.
talk to their manager like that. And I feel like, man, correct me if I'm wrong, I feel like Salah has earned that just from what he's done and how he's played over the years past. I feel like he's earned that. So I don't. I'm not condoning what he did, and once again, I don't want to speculate too much because I really don't know what was said. But
Mhm.
those things happen, and it's sad that it came to it. But I feel like I don't feel like it's just
Bro,
maybe
I don't
that
think
one.
that.
I don't think it's just. I don't think it's just that moment though. I think this is a accumulation of emotions over
Yeah.
results,
Mhm.
over
Mhm.
performances, over things, and I think that's like that's just a cherry on top. And then we just saw the one blip. We don't really see what goes on behind the scenes and things like that. So I don't want to say it's just this is about playing time, this is that, and Klopp said something slick and then Salah had to respond. Like I don't want to put it on him. I don't want to put it on
But
necessarily.
that's
Like
this is my thing though. What are
but
you
I feel like it's
talking about?
accumulation of things. I feel like it's accumulation of things.
But what are you talking about? When you're saying things like if I speak, it's gonna be fire. Like
Yeah, like what
yeah,
is that?
like what is that even supposed to mean?
You've
If
been
we
poor. You've been poor. And
Man.
like what
But
I just
I
think that
wouldn't think he would take something like that with Klopp, that serious. Because Klopp had his thing with Mane too, but I don't think it ever, was a thing. Well, I don't know for sure, but at least from what we saw, I don't think it was a thing between them. But then again, it's like this is, there are certain things that you just don't. for the sake of everything.
Yeah, I think we're giving him a pass. This guy is a veteran. He's one of the leaders of the team. He's
Yeah,
probably a
I
club legend.
agree.
Probably the club's best player ever. And this is what
exactly.
you're doing. Like this is inexcusable.
I feel like in a moment like that, he
clearly
could have
comes down-
controlled
It
himself.
clearly
Yeah.
comes
I
down
agree. I
to
don't think
a
it's that
dispute
time.
that they had, and it's probably him being humbled because what he probably expects to just play. Like, yo, we're in a title race. We can actually win the league, but we not with you. Like,
But
not
you're
our-
speculating that it's overplaying. Like we don't
Yeah,
know
yeah,
what
yeah. We don't know for
transpired. That's what I'm
sure.
saying.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna sit here and say, oh, Salah's mad because he didn't start this match, and then he's arguing before he comes on the pitch. Like we don't know what was said, so I don't want to speculate and say that's what it was. And I'm not saying his actions were right. I don't think they were right. I don't think that's the time or the place for it. You have a whole locker room. After the match, halftime, whenever the case, you have a whole locker room where if you want to go yell, do whatever, talk to him,
Yeah,
that's where you go and do it. I'm not condoning his actions, but I just don't think we should just say, oh, this was over playing time and this is over that. I think personally, this is accumulation of things that we may speculate, and then a lot of things that we just don't know because we're not in the day-to-day. And I hopefully when this documentary comes out, we can see it. I hope they have some footage of what was said. And I think we'll see it on the doc, but we gotta wait the next year till this doc comes out. You know what I mean? Like, but I don't want to sit here and say it was all Salah. Like, I don't want to put the blame on him like that.
I hope Netflix picks it up. It should be a good
They
one.
should have. They have cameras everywhere. Mic'd up everywhere. Everyone's mic'd up.
or TMZ.
Or Prime's been good on this.
Prime, whatever it is.
TMZ, World Star, man. Yo, I swear I thought they were doing a show. If Darwin wasn't there,
in association with
World
Star
World Star
Production.
the
exclusive.
Shade Room does not condone
Shade Room.
That's
violence.
crazy. But yeah, to end our Liverpool, I ain't mean this to be a Liverpool show, but you know, we know that Klopp is going to be gone at the end of this season, and it looks like they officially are moving on to Salam. What do you call him? The what Dutch? The Dutchman?
No. I'm not gonna say that.
Okay.
I'm not gonna say that.
Ten Hag's brother, right?
No.
This is like,
but yeah, young Arnie Slot,
his intern.
The intern is crazy. Honestly, I don't know too much about him. I know he's currently at Feyenoord. He's been there for a little while. Obviously a coach in the Netherlands in the Dutch league. I honestly don't know too much about him. So hearing this was kind of from left field.
I do.
Yeah.
I know about him. He used to coach at AZ Alkmaar. Very familiar with Mr. Arnie Slot. He was actually one of the the coaches that was on the short list to come to United before we got before we appointed Ragnick. Actually, when Ole was going through his smoke
stuff Ole.
yeah, but no, I think it'll be a good appointment for Liverpool. I think that he's not Premier League proven. I just know that like the Liverpool job is going to be a difficult job, just because you're taking over Klopp. The expectations are going to be high. The person who was here before you clearly achieved a lot, so to come in after him is going to be quite difficult. But I think he'll be fine. I think it's a good appointment. Me personally, I think that there was a few other guys that they could have got before they got him. The guy from Sporting, I thought, was a better shout. But no, I mean, I think he's definitely amongst the better managers that they could have got. I personally would have got Xabi Alonso if I were them, but I get it. Probably could afford.
I don't think he's going nowhere, bro.
He's not going
I
anywhere.
think the next place. Actually, I don't, and that's the thing. Now that Liverpool has gotten him for 3 years, I think that's the deal, 3 or 4 years. And now that I don't know, because the only place I see Xabi going would be Liverpool or
Real Madrid. You can go to Real Madrid.
Yeah. He might go to Real Madrid.
Yeah.
I think
Ragnick got that sewed up.
Yeah. You're right. Yeah.
I don't know much about Buddy, but I feel like he's the lick. I'm sorry. I don't
I
know.
can't
Something
wait.
about
I
something
can't
about
wait.
him I just feel like he's just gonna be a lick for 2 years.
Yeah.
So
A-
I don't know.
AS Arnie Slot.
Yeah,
AS.
coming up.
Yeah,
Like like
he's gonna get slaughtered.
He's
You're
gonna let's
crazy.
not say it out here.
all right, y'all crazy.
You're
He's gonna
crazy.
get
You're
Arnie
crazy.
slotted.
Hey,
What is
y'all
it?
crazy.
That Young Thug song? How does it go? Slap. That's what- I'm not gonna start. I'm not
Oh
gonna
my
start.
God.
Shout out,
Yeah,
shout out
yeah,
to
yeah.
Arnie.
I'm not.
Hey,
Listen,
let him get a
Alright.
preseason in before we before we
Shout out
start
to
giving
Arnie
him
Slot.
nicknames.
Yeah.
Man, I
Yo, that's
can't
crazy.
wait for the first L. Oh my
yeah,
Yeah,
no,
man.
for real. Yeah, I'm not.
You
I'm
know,
not worried
Liverpool
about
fans,
that.
they gonna be sick.
Yeah. You'll never
Oh,
walk
man.
alone. You'll never walk Arnie. Yeah, nah, man. I can't wait
Yeah.
for that, man. Shout out Arnie.
All right, but yeah, man, let's get to our teams. Enough about Liverpool. Even though Liverpool did draw 2-2 against against West Ham, them bumps. But yeah, there were a lot of draws on
Yeah.
Saturday. United, we'll just go in chronological order. United ended up playing Burnley, and I don't know, Onana.
Oh nah, oh nah, oh
I don't know why
nah.
you guys are saying
Yeah,
Onana.
yeah.
It wasn't Onana.
Yeah, man. When it seems like United can get it done, I feel like this has been the story of your season. Just a blunder in the end of the game kind of just ruins the whole morale of the team. Another one at home. You guys always seem to do this at home.
Yeah.
I've realized that you guys always seem to do this at home.
The Fortress. No, I mean, I just want to say, first of all, I don't know why you guys are saying Onana.
Bro, did you
Onana-
see his
Why would I
challenge?
not say?
No, I
Onana?
mean he hit him like Ryan Garcia. I saw it. I saw it. I saw it. But my thing is again Casemiro. Casemiro has been poor these past few weeks. Starting with I mean, his performances all season. I think this year you've really seen that his legs are
Yeah,
gone.
he's starting to look old.
Like like it's really like starting to show that like he's kind of past it, but his decision making has been poor. That penalty during the Coventry shootout was completely poor. And then for you to be 84th minute, you know what team we are. Like you're one of the people that I look at with the veteran leadership. You have one of the most experience like in the team, and in that moment, you decide to nonchalantly try and head the ball back to the keeper when there's attackers in the box. Like there's literally a striker in front of you, and you decide I'm going to, as if he was playing beach volleyball in Brazil. He just headed it back to Andre Onana. Andre Onana came and completely took out the the striker. So I mean, I don't really blame Onana. I mean, I honestly think that it's karma. I know you guys were saying that in the group text versus the first game of the season versus Wolves because Onana knocked somebody out again. Well, on the first game of the season. So I mean, I thought that it was justified that we got that penalty called on us. There was also a penalty that wasn't called on us, but I don't really want to get into VAR officiating. Obviously, it's just one of those things where we were unlucky once again, but it is what it is. I thought the handball, the one that Anthony crossed in and it hit the guy, it was the same thing that literally Aaron Wan-Bissaka was called for last week versus Coventry. But it is what it is. I just want to address a few things. Manchester United have 2 wins, 4 draws, and 3 defeats in the past 9 Premier League games, with 17 goals conceded. My manager proceeds to go into the post-game press conference and say, and quote, "We're one of the most dynamic and entertaining teams in the league at this moment." We're creating loads of chances by playing good football. First of all,
Eric.
yeah, Eric,
Yeah.
man, you need to stop going back to Amsterdam because this is ridiculous. The only
What's
thing
that Future song? I'm on that good cushion.
Hey,
alcohol.
hey, I feel you. I know what he's channeling, but um, the only thing that I agree with that statement is I do believe that we create chances. We do create chances. I mean, even in the past
Yeah.
game, we created 27. It says the stats here: 27 shots, 10 on target, 1 goal. So you know
Horrendous. Jeez.
that's like my youth team. My youth team, they're 14 years old. You know what I'm saying? So like they create a ton of shots on goal, but unfortunately, because they're kids, the expectation is that they will make all of them. But these are professionals, and yeah, man. But the fact that he's saying that we're one of the most entertaining teams in the league, um, I think we are entertaining, but not for the right reasons. Um, so I just think that like it's he's clearly fighting for his job, and it's just I've seen this chapter before with previous United managers. Like right before they get sacked, it seems as if like the stuff that they start saying, it just really starts to just really just kind of just like
Yeah, that makes sense.
there's not really makes sense, and it's clear like, you can tell that there's a disconnect somewhere. So once again, poor substitutions. I'm not quite sure why you're taking off Maino and Hoyland. We need a goal. We need a goal. The game is tied. We're at home, and you're subbing him off for Ahmad, who, quite frankly, since the Liverpool game hasn't done much. But yeah, man, we don't really have much to play for except that FA Cup final. So for us, I think that the rest of the Premier League games are going to be what they have been all season. Obviously, we have a big game against Arsenal coming up in a few weeks
Just
with,
roll over, man.
with a lot of league implications there. But I don't know, man. It just seems that these guys are able to, completely switch off in a matter of seconds and completely throw away a performance. So, like I said all season, until we get some of these guys out, we're going to continue saying this. So I'm backing my manager though, Eric Ten Hag. In
You want to? So do you want to keep him? You want to keep him?
I saw you wanted him out.
Nope.
You don't want him out. You now you want him in.
He be switching.
I never wanted him out.
Oh,
I never said I wanted him out.
Okay.
I never said I wanted him out. I never said I
Okay.
wanted him
All
out.
right, again.
I just think that. But so here's the thing. I just one thing that we can all agree on is that some of these players are not good enough.
Yes.
And that they need to go. There's a cleansing that needs to happen.
Yeah,
but at the same time, I do see Shea. This is we have to back this guy, and we have to give him his third year. At the end of the third year, if it's not looking like very promising, then he can go.
If we finish above you guys, does he still stay?
No, I don't think that the board is saying, "Oh my God, we have to sack him because Chelsea finished." Respectfully, you guys are not like we're not looking at you. You're not on the radar. You're not. It has nothing to do with that. Now, I will say, if we, I don't really see any way that we sack him. I really just don't. Even if we lose the final, I just. Now, if it was mentioned United versus Chelsea and we lost to Chelsea in the final, then I would consider sacking him. but
You've already lost to us this season.
Yeah. But no, we're 1-1 on the season.
Okay.
Your guys' record against us the past 4 years has been terrible.
That's why if we finish above y'all, it shouldn't be a good look for you.
Yeah, maybe here on the podcast.
For you and your boy Eric.
Eric. Eric.
He has to go. I think he has to go. If you have a guy like Tuchel, just out and about, I think you go with
Like,
Tuchel.
he's out and about for a reason. He's out and about for a reason. He's been out and about. What do you mean? He was out and about a year from now. What do you mean? Year to year, you're just getting sacked? No, man. What? Year to year. He was in the same position. Cornelius, you're on mute. But year to year, you're just what? One job to another.
One and done. One and done.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
about. That's what I was saying. I said one and done. That's crazy.
You just one and done and out here. As if like, what? Nah, man. Give him this last year. And if things aren't going well by December, then get rid of him. But these players have shown that they're not good enough, so get them out.
But we've also seen a pattern of him taking out guys, and then you guys end up conceding and not keeping leads.
Yeah.
I mean, we've seen it. It's a pattern. You're telling me Kobe Manu can't play at 90? Come on.
I don't know
Like,
why he's not playing.
what is?
But my thing is, it's easy to point the finger at that. Why can't? But I'm sorry.
It's a pattern though, Salam.
Rasmus Højlund not being in and Kobe Mano not being in was not the reason Casemiro decided to go back to Brazil for 2 seconds in his head. That was not the reason. Or even at the end, when Ahmed had that, when Ahmed was wide open and Bruno decided that he was going to keep dribbling instead of passing to him in the 90th plus minute to win the game, that wasn't because Kobe
That's
Mano
fair.
wasn't.
That's fair.
That wasn't because these guys. The coach is what? The coach has showed you that he can put you in a position to be up 3-0, and you guys can come in and completely just squander it. Come on, it's not on him. Against Coventry, the Coventry game should show everybody that like, oh, he wasn't wrong. Salam wasn't wrong.
Y'all lost that
was
match.
right.
Coventry? Adri Wright was not offsides, man.
Yeah, you guys were lucky.
No.
The only
They
reason why
needed
we
to sell more tickets. Man City
yeah.
versus Coventry wasn't going to sell no tickets.
Yeah.
Thank you, Cornelius. That's why we're in, because financially speaking, Fiorentino Perez came through the. Could you imagine reffing a Real Madrid game and Fiorentino Perez comes through the headset? What? It's a penalty. It's a penalty. Yeah, man. It's a penalty.
That's funny. Anyway, switching gears to Chelsea, man. 2-2 draw against Aston Villa, and honestly, this match was a tale of two halves. I was frustrated with Chelsea in the first half. It's crazy because it all came down to the end of the match where two very, very small decisions changed the whole match. Cole Palmer, had a chance to score right at the end of the match and, wasn't able to put it away. And then a very, 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 very soft call by the ref took Sassy's goal away in the 96th, 97th minute. But honestly, for Chelsea, this is just part of the growing pains. Like I've been saying all year, this is a learning experience. This is one of those games where you look at the entire match, and we honestly play better than Villa. Nicholas Jackson had chances in the first half. One was called back from an offsides. Nicholas Jackson had multiple chances to score. You just see him not being as clinical as you want, and that's. It's part of the issue I've had with Chelsea all year, not being clinical in the box, not really, more so just squandering our chances. If it weren't for Cole Palmer, we would be a 14th, 15th table team in the league. Clearly, we would. The way the Villa's playing, the way Brentford's playing, the way some of these teams not too much lower than us are playing currently in the league, I don't think we'd be able to keep up with where we are right now. And it's honestly because of Cole Palmer. So we have way much thanks and congratulations and everything to give him. I mean, he's clearly the player of the year for us, possibly a golden boot winner. He's in first place right now, tied with Erling Haaland, but that's besides the point. The point here is Chelsea Football Club. Like Pochettino said, we're trying to make sure everyone knows this isn't Cole Palmer Football Club, but that fell flat because without him we don't look like a team. Without him, we don't score. Without him, we don't win. And
Five
so,
now.
you know what I'm saying? So for right now, what I want to see for these last 3 weeks is just better team play. I mean, Madueke looked good. You know, all the issues I have with him are more so on the pitch and his attitude. But as far as his game, like the guy looks good. I like a lot of what I've seen, but you know, my biggest issue for me is probably just our ability to be clinical in and around the box, and you know, just our team as a whole finding that style of play and that cohesiveness that's going to grow and that's going to that come. But I don't know if Poch is the guy to get it done for us.
Get him out of here.
Been lackluster all year. We have to give him another year.
Please.
But
Watch
like
out.
I said, I want to
Oh,
see
yeah.
him. I want to see him buy the players that he wants, and I want to see him with our team because we're still at a place now where we have too many young guys and we need to offload probably like 5, 6, 7 even players this summer. But I don't know if Poch will have the ability to get the guys that he wants because I still don't like I still see how he potentially wants to play, but I don't think that with the players we have now, it's very beneficial considering that our wingers aren't as skillful and as ball they don't keep the ball as much as I think he wants them to. When you have guys like Madweke and Mudrik who are very, very young and raw, we're not going to be able to keep possession how I feel like he wants to. But kudos to Cole Palmer, kudos to Madweke for getting goals, and shout out CG or Conor Gallagher.
Mr.
He's been
Chelsea.
our second most consistent player behind Cole Palmer. There have been rumors of him might having to be offloaded and all that, and I think this guy really wants to stay at Chelsea, and we got to keep him. He's a glue guy. He's a Chelsea Academy kid. I think he understands what we need to move forward and become Chelsea Football Club again. I don't know. I just think that after all that, after all that we've been through, Conor Gallagher deserves a spot on our team. That's how I'm just ending right there.
Yeah, Poch out. I'm Poch out. I don't have time to give
Title
these
of the
guys
episode.
feedback, man.
Watch out.
Poch out. Get him out of here, man. I mean, after the showing at Arsenal, where we get to a point in the game where there's just the players, it's just visibly out of ideas. It's embarrassing. I can't be patient with that. Like I can't be patient with that. Lose with some dignity. Like don't lose to your rival in the middle of the game where you just pretty much just give up. And that's what the guys did. I can't have it. Okay, there's been reports, oh, the guys love him, he's good with the players, this, that, and the third. Bro, we need
Kai
to be a
Havertz
serious
goals.
club again. We need to be a serious club. That win at Villa this past weekend wasn't impressive to me. But this is
It
one
wasn't a
thing I will
win.
give
It
him
wasn't
the
a
It
win.
wasn't even a
It
win.
wasn't
That's
a win.
crazy.
the
It's a draw.
the draw.
Here we go. Correct
I'm
yourself,
sorry.
please.
It wasn't even impressive to me. Why? The only reason I'll give him credit is for the fight. You showed me that you didn't give up. You fought, but it shouldn't have went down like that. I get it. The first goal was, a little, it's hard to, argue for that goal. It's whatever. Bounced around, deflection, go. But everything else, I don't know. I'm not impressed at all because it's like he just runs out of options or ideas or something. I don't know what it is. I get it. Came back 2-2. I like that. That's what you want to see. But these games are the same. Playing from side to side. Guys just stand there. Everybody's pointing. Where are you going? Like O'Neill said, without Cole Palmer, I don't know where we'll be this season. Without him, I have no idea where we'll be.
Fighting relegation.
Wait.
No idea.
Let me ask you, Mike.
Yeah.
You said he seems to be running out of ideas, or he seems to be
Bro.
running out of options. Which one do you think it is?
Both ideas.
Really?
To me, yes, we haven't had the players we would like to have, but at the same time, most of the guys that have been playing now at this stage of the season
Mhm.
have played majority of the season. So I can't hold on to the idea of the injuries. But yeah, that was our Achilles heel this year. That was the main reason. We just couldn't get one team at the same time healthy, playing together, build some type of chemistry. We just didn't have that, and it's the reality. But then again, where we are at this point of the season, the guys that are playing, you guys have been the guys playing. So we don't have excuses when it comes to things like, oh, we don't know how to build from the back. We don't know where guys need to be. That shouldn't be happening at this point of the season when you guys have been the same guys playing. So if you look at the Arsenal game without Cole Palmer, I mean, I don't know if they even know what the hell they're doing on the field. Zero idea. You put Cole Palmer back again in the Villa game, everything just seems to work. I can't have a manager like that, bro. Where it seems like, oh, it's just that one guy. I just can't have it. I think there are better managers out there. I would rather not build with this guy and then have to let him go.
There's
Might as well just go ahead and let him go and let the other guy just come in.
I don't know.
I just can't. I can't. I
don't
can't
think
invest more time. I don't think he's the right guy we should invest more time with. I just don't see it. I never liked Tuchel coming in. I never rated him as a coach. But within the few weeks, I was like, okay, I can get used to this. Like, we don't lose. He makes sure that we're in games. I can't say that with this guy. I get it. We have young guys. But bro, it's game number 33, game number 32. Like, we can't be using that excuses. You guys have been playing. You've had enough of games. You don't know where you need to be in the system. Like, you don't know where you need to be in game number 32. Come on, man.
Yeah, and I agree with Mike on that
I can't have
there's
that.
been there hasn't been a lot of growth from what I've seen from him or a lot of the players. Like kind of what Mike is just saying. If Cole Palmer isn't there, we should have a game plan. We should still know how
Absolutely.
to move the ball. We shouldn't have to rely on one player that heavily because when he's not there, aka the Arsenal game, we get smacked 5
Oh
0
my god, it was embarrassing.
Everyone
to
looked
watch.
bad. It's like we didn't know how to play football anymore. So it what Mike is saying does make sense. We need a manager who is giving us a game plan, not just okay, this is how we want to play, but we have to play through this guy. If he's not there, then there's no creativity. There's no sensibility of what each player should be doing, which if you're a center mid, you should be dropping in to get the ball and passing it to the other center mid and moving it to the outside. And if you're a winger, you should be, like it seems like all of that is lost when he's not there. So.
Our game, match day 32, this shouldn't be the things we're worried about. It should be all winning or losing. That's all we should be worried about. We shouldn't be worried about Modric is still playing the same way. What's his name? Caicedo can't seem to, hold on to the ball the way he should. Like, just little things that I'm just like, okay, we should be over this. But I'll say one thing though, they played well that Villa game, but that first half was horrible. Second half was better, but I don't know, man. This team has been frustrating to watch. But we go back every week. We go again. Every week.
And again.
Yeah, we go again.
Shout out Booba.
Shout out
Boo. Shout out Boo, man.
But yeah, man. Actually, is he? So he's rehabbing still, or is he back in?
Booba is in Ireland.
Oh, he's in Ireland.
Yeah, it was in Ireland. Yeah.
Okay.
We'll have to get a quick update.
Yeah, we'll have to get a quick update after. But yeah, let's talk about Arsenal and with Arsenal here.
3-point holders. You feel me?
Race team that is top of the team. City has a game in hand. They're behind Arsenal by 1 point, down 7 goals on goal differential. So it's still close, but Arsenal still currently on top of the table. Big week ahead, big week behind. Kind of how do you feel as we progress through the last 3 weeks of this Premier League season?
Feel great, honestly. Like I've said before, we're still chasing, even though we're first right now. City have a game in hand. If they win, they're top of the table. So I still feel like we're still chasing, and it's easier to chase than it is to hold the position on top. So like the position that we're in. Unfortunately, it's not in our hands. But like I said, I'm just calling on my Avengers. My next Avenger, I think is what, Wolves this week. I don't really see them doing too much, but I'm still gonna call my Avengers.
Wolves.
But yeah, no. Honestly, this week showed me a lot about my team. Um, I honestly don't even feel like we played that well first half. I think we just like finished our chances, if I'm being completely honest. First 15, we're kind of on our heels. We were able to get a goal early and then just kind of keep it rolling from there and just be clinical when we needed to. So good that we're clinical. Kind of dead the game early, or as I would have thought we would have dead the game early. And just like that, David Raya puts them right back in the game. So it is what it is. It happened. But I'm just happy to come out with the 3 points. It wasn't in. We made it harder on ourselves. And like I've been saying all season, we beat ourselves. This Spurs team didn't break us down. They didn't, play through us. They didn't, no tiki-taka, nothing. No one on their team did a thing. Absolutely nothing. We gave them 2 goals. Raya gave them a goal. And honestly, Declan Rice gave them a PK. That's the only way they scored. It's the only thing that they would have done. Outside of that, the game was dead. None of their playmakers really did anything. And it's annoying. It annoyed me that, we put ourselves under pressure like that at the end of the match, I think we just made it harder on ourselves, but we showed resiliency and to not get the draw. A draw would have been detrimental to the title race. And I'm just happy to come out with the 3 points at the end of the day, if I'm being completely honest. Kai Havertz, once again, great performance. Two matches, last 2 matches, 3 goals. I think he had an assist this past match too.
Great ball.
Yeah, amazing ball to Saka. Saka's back on the scoring sheet as well. So
see, he's not limping anymore. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. That ankle looked cool.
Anyway.
It looked cool. It looked cool.
I don't know what you guys are talking about. Anyway, yeah, my team is good. I'm just, calling the Avengers and, hopefully we'll just continue to get business done. Like I said, we can't afford to drop any more points. I wholeheartedly believe that we can finish the rest of the season undefeated and get the points necessary. And I mean, if City just went out, hey, it is what it is. There's not really much more you can do about it. We've been pretty much perfect all season, or not all season, but we've been pretty much perfect all 2024. 1 loss and 1 draw in the entire 2024. And if like we've been saying, if that's what it takes, it's a loss and a draw. If we lose a title on that in 2024, then oh well. I mean, not really much more I can say or do. This team went 23 undefeated to win the title, so it is what it is. But I'm happy with my team and happy with the performance. I hope David Raya can figure it out because he cost us Champions League and almost cost us the league. So I hope David Raya can figure it out. But yeah, I'm happy with my team. I really don't have much to say. We beat Tottenham, undefeated against the top 6 so far, and we just can hopefully just continue that.
Can we talk about Tottenham's just, I don't know, one of the bright spots of the Premier League to start the season, and now
it's crazy. I saw a stat today, and it said that Tottenham started off the season undefeated, and this was the quote. I forgot who tweeted it. But it said,
I remember contender.
But it said Tottenham had a better start to the season than the Invincibles. They were after a certain amount of matches, they were 24 points ahead. Or the Invincibles were 24 points, and the Tottenham was 26 points at the same point. And since that tweet, this was October 27th, 2023. Since that tweet, Bournemouth has had more points in the Premier League than Tottenham has, which is insane.
That's crazy.
Insane. So yeah, no, this Tottenham team, they went through a hard time with Van der Ven going down. They had I think James Madison go down for a bit. Like I've said before, if any of those key players that they have go down, this team will struggle, and they did struggle. And you know, I just think that's what it is with Tottenham. But I felt good about this game. We shut down their main players. Mike likes to harp on, Madison being so great. Madison didn't do a thing, got pulled on the 65th minute, and that's when they started scoring goals. So, it's just like I said, man. I'm not really worried about Tottenham. North London's been red. I don't know what you guys are talking about. I don't know what these players are on really, but we move, man. We just handle business and we move. We won't say too much. We won't talk too much. We're looking to win titles. And so happy.
Just do it.
Happy we secured Champions League for another season. Mathematically, we did that, so I'm happy about that as well. But
you can say mathematically.
Outside of that, I'm just happy that my team got 3 points and we're looking to win titles. So.
Hey, shout out Ange Postecoglou. Just play the football you want to play, mate. You keep playing this way, you keep conceding these goals. So keep it up, buddy.
100%.
Keep it up, buddy. Keep it up.
Yeah.
I was with you until you said win titles. That's what Young Trinity said.
Shout
out Young Trinity, man.
Nah, they'll be happy to be here.
Let's get into predictions, man.
Do we before we get into predictions? Do we want to talk about I guess like the new VAR, or I guess
talk about it. What is the new VAR?
Or not the new VAR? The wow, I'm tripping.
The cap.
The new cap. The new cap that they're imposing on teams.
But it's only for wages, man. It's not for transfer fees. So honestly, there's nothing to talk about. If I'm being completely honest, if it's only,
I thought it was the other way around too. So
I think there is something to talk about because I think certain teams like Chelsea, United.
Why didn't you guys vote? Why did you guys vote against it? We.
When we stood. You guys were the ones that were like we didn't vote yet. We didn't vote.
We didn't vote at all.
You guys
we totally abstained.
No, you guys are definitely gonna vote. If we're abstaining, you're abstaining.
Does it apply to transfer fees?
No, it doesn't apply.
No, so then then what's the point of talking about it? Because we were talking about transfer fees here. That's where the money is really being That's where the money's really being spent.
But the Chelsea's and United's, I would say just those two specifically. The reason why we're able to entice some of the players that we do is because of the higher wages. So that actually is a big deal for certain teams because now you can't just say, "Hey, here's Team A and Team B." Same like wages, amount of money that the club is going to pay you, but where are you going to go? The club that pays you,
because your transfer fee is only going to the club. Like the wages is what the player's actually getting.
100%. But what they're gonna put the cap at what 350? De Bruyne is at 350 right now. Haaland's at 350. So if a club like Chelsea, City, us, whoever can still go and put you at 350. And the other team can't put them at 350.
It will be like total. The total.
If you're putting De Bruyne at 3, I think there's going to be a team cap.
Yeah,
let's just say it's $1 million.
Okay,
just to make
I
things
see what you're saying.
If you're paying De Bruyne 350, you only have another 650 to spend on everybody else. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what it's going to be, and I think that's
do
why
it like the NBA
until June. But it's like
veterans minimum. You're gonna have a bunch of older, you're gonna have a bunch of just like Jordan Henderson's running around here, one year contract. You know what I'm saying?
Arsenal said they might keep El Neni now.
Veterans minimum.
No, but I think that's definitely going to help some teams because I feel like certain teams entice players by their wages. So absolutely, if the playing field is even, then teams will go back to just going to the best teams. I believe.
I still think that they're gonna. I still think I don't know. I don't think it's gonna have the impact that I don't think it's going to have the impact unless you put it on transfer fees. Unless you put it on everything. I need the transfer fee cap because come on. I mean, there's a team out there with 115 charges. So, I mean, let's just be real.
You saw they
let's just
they
be real.
voted against it, right? Yeah, they
Yeah.
definitely voted against
Of,
it.
of course they voted against it. What do you mean? They have 115 charges. What do you mean?
United
That's
they
the
voted
first
against
thing I noticed. I was like, of course, City would.
Of
vote
course, City.
against it.
Yeah, I had
And
to
then
read the
Chelsea
article.
and
I
Chelsea
was
said
curious.
Chelsea pleaded the fifth. I said I can nor confirm nor deny.
I cannot
Yeah, we're
confirm
Switzerland
nor
out
deny.
here.
Yeah,
We're Switzerland
yeah,
out
yeah.
here, man.
United too
so-
broke to even submit their bid, so they were just like, "Yo, can y'all take ours too? Can y'all take our bid when you submit yours?" All right, man. Who do y'all play next? Man?
We got
Arsenal.
Tottenham.
Predictions mine.
Arsenal,
Mhm.
Bournemouth.
Wow, Bournemouth.
Arsenal at
Right.
home this Saturday, I believe, 7:30, bright and early. I mean, I don't need to call it a get right game, but this is a tune-up game for Manchester United. After that, I expect us to just take care of business and move.
A tune-up game.
Tune-up game,
Hmm.
like an oil
Right.
change
Like
before you go on a
fine
trip.
tune. You know,
Yeah,
that
yeah,
Fine,
yeah.
final
tune,
run through.
you know,
That final
get the
run.
torque right. Get the torque right. You know, mess with the nails a little bit. Make sure everything is properly placed. Everything is working correctly, and then go to war in the 19th.
The Theater of Dreams.
The Theater of Dreams. Well, it's fitting. Well, I'll go next. Manchester United plays Crystal Palace away from home. At
Hell.
Selhurst Park.
Money.
Oh my goodness! I'm taking
This
Palace.
Lock of the week.
This fixture always seems
Literally,
to come
though.
around this time of year. it always seems like Selhurst Park. Like when we need, a victory, it just seems as if we have to go there. The last time we were there, we were actually up 1-0 the whole game, and in the 97th minute, Michael Elise hits a free kick to tie the game. We finished the game 1-1. That's how it finished last year at Selhurst Park. I would say, as long as the boys give it their all, at this point, there's really nothing.
We're not doing that. We're not doing that.
No.
But I think
Not at all.
I think we will get points. We'll get 1 point. We'll get 1 point away from home. Play on Monday too, so hopefully, we'll see.
That's the week.
It may be hot that night. That we'll see that day.
Chelsea.
We played Tottenham.
Oh,
London
Jeez, they play
Derby on
us.
Thursday.
They play us, y'all, and then City after. Jeez.
Yeah.
Oh, Big Ainge. I'm my spoiler alert. My shout out of the week is Big Ainge because Postecoglou is Posterandro.
Yeah, I think we're gonna be Tottenham. They're one of the opponents I'm never too worried about.
Spurs.
You guys
Get a
will beat
dub,
Tottenham?
move on.
You guys will beat Tottenham.
Yeah.
I think that's cap too.
All right.
We beat
We're at
them
home,
4-1. We
so-
beat them 4-1 at home.
What does
What does that mean? Yeah, we're at home.
We've been good at home. What are you talking about?
We beat them. We beat them away. I know they'll be looking for their get back, especially since they just got beat by Arsenal. I don't know. Again, Spurs is. I'm with Mike. One of those teams that I just don't really. They don't shake me ever.
I don't never rate them.
I just never. I never have. I never have, and I never will.
I don't
Sorry.
rate them either. I'm just afraid of a team like yours, a team like mine.
Yeah.
We don't have anything to play for. Them guys have something to play for. We may just. You guys.
We're trying to get in Europe, man. We're trying to get in Europe.
Europe.
Yeah.
You're already in Europe. Trust me.
Yeah.
You don't need to go far. You're already. You're already.
And then I guess
City.
should we
Bro,
talk about
City
it? Because we
plays
play
well.
again. We play on Sunday too. So
Yeah.
we should probably talk about Sunday. We play West Ham. I think we'll escape this week with 4 points minimum. minimum. I think we get
6 point maximum. Yeah.
I honestly think we beat West. Both games are at home.
Oh,
What does that
so
mean?
you got Spurs
I
and
keep talking about
West
home
Ham.
matches.
We've been better at home, Gabriel.
I don't know what you want me to say, that we play better at home than away. So if we're at home and we play two teams that we've beat already, I think we could possibly get more 6 points. Logistically, is like that's how I look at my team. So yes.
Yeah, Copama's playing. Yeah.
CP's playing.
Yeah.
Wow. CP 20. Wait, who wears number 10 for Chelsea?
Mukaila.
Oh wow, I would rip that jersey off.
It's working.
Rip that jersey off.
Yeah, that might be coming off.
Yo, next year, I would straight up be like, "Hey, we have to just switch because I run 20, you were 10. We just have to switch."
Run that. Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. Cole Palmer had to. Hey, yeah, I seen the meme where the one dude, like, they're in the store and he grabbed his back and
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's what Cole Palmer
Give me that.
do.
Exactly.
Man. Give me that. Man.
I wouldn't even wait. The season was over.
Debut at the last game of the season.
Yeah, you know,
like, wait,
everybody debuts in New Jersey last day of the season. Yeah, this debut at 10 on Cole Palmer.
Man.
No, it's doable. You saw the way the Premier League ripped number 7 off Edison Cavani and gave it to Ronaldo. They ripped it. There was a rule that said that, like once you register your numbers, you can't really change your numbers. But
he said, "Run it."
They said,
"Run
it." We need this one, buddy. We need this one.
The numbers are gonna be crazy. We need this one.
All right, cool. Shout outs. I'll go first. My big shot. I got 3 actually. 3 shout outs. One is Big Angel supposed to call Luke. Keep playing the way you want to play, mate. And my second one is Big Irony Slot. Irony Slot. Big shout out to Arnie Slot AS.
We're waiting for you.
Slaughter gangs. Slaughter gang shit, man. And the third one is Eric Ten Hag. Shout out my manager.
I'm gonna shout out Mr. Leverkusen again. I don't know. It's so crazy to the point where an Instagram page actually posted like unbeaten no more before the game was over, and they scored literally like 2 seconds after.
No, I saw that. That's what I saw. I saw that, and then I saw your guys' text, and I was like, "Oh,
I was like, yeah, no, it's not over. It's just Leverkusen."
Bro, it's to the point where you can't wait.
Just let it happen. Yeah.
You have to wait till
you gotta watch, especially when the clock hits 89. That's when they start. All right, it's time to play.
Yeah, so shout out Leverkusen, and then shout out Ben White, man. I just want to shout out Ben White, because slowly just becoming one of the best right backs in England, and I still won't put him over Kyle Walker. I still have mad respect for Kyle Walker, but I just think he's
overtaking Trent.
For sure. What? For sure.
Wow.
For sure. For sure.
This is
for sure. Right. For sure.
Now, hold on. Wait a minute. Let
me
just
for sure. Because no. Because when we signed Ben White for $50 million, the slander that I heard from not just one party, because I'll point out Salam, because Varane came in that same window. So the slander I not just heard from Salam, but from all of you bums, the slander I heard, and clearly he clears it. This guy can go left back, center back, right back, invert, play wide, whatever you score goals. Listen.
Yeah, bro, I don't want to do this with you.
Listen. I'm not even trying to hear it. Shout out my guy Ben White.
He's the best right back in the league.
I didn't say that.
He's in the league.
I said I still have Kyle Walker over him. I said I still have Kyle Walker over him.
No. You said 100%. I'm sorry. You said he's
better than Trent. Get him out of here.
Is better than Trent.
Trent can't defend. Get him out of here. I will never. No, get him out of here.
Can Ben White attack like?
And he can't attack like Trent. No, he can't hit a ball like Trent. No. But Ben White scoring. Let's look at the numbers. Let's look at the numbers.
That's what Chelsea be doing to these
Let's
dudes.
look at the numbers.
We're making people heroes, man.
No. We're not making anyone a hero. I just want to shout out a player who I told was, you paid $50 million for this.
He's played almost
almost every game, every season. Been consistent all seasons ever since he's come to Arsenal, lived up to the price tag, been scoring goals, getting better every single season. He will lock up your favorite winger. So I don't want to hear anything about Ben White. I don't want to hear a thing about Ben White.
No.
You play center back, left back, right back, wherever you need him to play.
If only
Wherever
Reese
you-
was healthy.
Who was the third
These
person?
cats
that
wouldn't be
was
talking
in that
like
group?
this.
It was Ben White,
Reese is
Varane,
a-
and who
Reese
was
is
the
a
third
dead
person?
team.
There was a third person in there, right? It was Varane, Ben White, and then who was the third person? It was someone. Was it Fofana?
Yeah, for fun.
It was, okay. So I think, respectfully, my player is the only one to lift the trophy
What?
from that group. My player is the only one to lift the
No,
trophy.
he's not.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
For Arsenal. Yeah, I haven't seen. Have you seen Ben White
The
lift
proof,
the
is in,
trophy?
the proof is in the pudding. Ben White has more goals than Trent. He has the same amount of assists than Trent. So
That Fugazi
I
cross.
don't.
That,
Hey,
that
listen.
Fugazi goal, that was a
Bro,
cross.
Chelsea, look
Hey,
at what
these are
Chelsea
just
did.
the numbers.
This
These
is
are
our
just
Yeah,
the
fault.
I feel
numbers.
you. I feel you. I
This
These
is
feel
are
our
you.
just the numbers.
It's
That's
our
all I'm
fault.
saying. But you guys say, oh, he doesn't do what Trent does, and this and that and the third. You
He
guys,
needs to work on the spray tan. That
and,
spray
and,
tan
and not and not only does he have 4 assists, he will lock up your favorite winger. So please,
I
so
don't know
please,
about that.
he will meg your favorite winger. He will lock up your favorite winger. He'll invert. He'll play wide. He'll attack. He'll defend. Everything. Listen, you guys. Ben White, I gotta give you your props.
Bournemouth, do something for me,
Gotta give you
man.
my
Do
props.
something for me. Bournemouth, do something
All
for
right.
me.
That's all I
All
gotta
right,
say.
that's fair. That's fair.
Yo,
You guys have any shout-outs?
a Bournemouth draw at Emirates.
Keep praying.
Ooh, it's gonna hit.
Nothing for me. No shout outs for me.
Yeah, no shout out for these bones. Nobody.
All right. Good episode, guys. Appreciate it, everybody.